What is happening with banks and the Fed and regulators? I think they've come to realize that people are catching on that hyperinflation or inflation in general is about to rip through and go through the roof. They're trying to, via Operation Choke Point, trying to cut off people's exits to other asset classes, to like crypto assets, digital assets, because they want to keep you inside the dollar ecosystem, inside the fiat ecosystem, where they're just printing money via QE, quantitative easing. So what happens next? The top 3 crypto banks have been closed: Silvergate, Signature, Silicon Valley Bank. And now they're coming after all these crypto people. Issued a Wells memo notice to Coinbase. They basically arrested Do Kwon in Serbia with fake passports. They're suing Justin Sun. They gave a subpoena to SushiSwap. Right? So they're coming after everybody. All this has happened in a month. This is a coordinated attempt by the Biden administration to hamper down crypto because they see that cash is going down. And they want to keep and lock you up in this jail of fiat and not have you build wealth for the long term. Historically speaking, governments, central banks, but I'll say governments in general, when they're going through hyperinflation, they have banned gold, right? It happened here in the US, right? A first world country, they banned basically people using gold or redeeming gold. What scares me the most is what if they do the same with crypto? Right? What if it goes that off the rails where they're printing money through the roof and they ban anybody from using crypto? Because if they're already going through this right now, what's next, right? So I think the only way really around it, you kind of have 2 options. One, Americans, we have to vote. We have to be basically one issue of voters. For me, next election, that's what I'm doing. If you're not pro-crypto, out of here. That's the only way I think we have to show them that if you're not pro-crypto, which is the future, you're out of here. Which could be tough because let's say maybe it's something where it's like, I don't know, not to get super conspiracy theory on you, but maybe it's like the CIA or the Illuminati is saying, no, don't let crypto take off because maybe, who knows, CCP or China or whatever is involved and they're going to use it to make the yuan the reserve currency. Who knows, right? Maybe it's kind of that deep where like you have the higher ups really enforcing all this in a get-go because they're about to issue their own central bank coin, their own CBDC in the US. So who knows, right? Maybe it's kind of that level where it's like a war of countries, right? China, Russia, and the US, right? I know Russia just announced that they'll start paying China, I think, for oil and other stuff in yuan, right? So maybe it's kind of that level where it's like a G6, G7 type thing where countries are fighting over what's going to become the next reserve currency for the future. I know Ray Dalio has a book that's on my to-read list called, I think, The New World Order. I mean, so where empires crash and crumble. So is this what's happening? Is the US on the brink of collapsing? If it happens, I mean, it's going to be based on inflation and currency. So that's what scares me the most, right? But I guess the way I would be viewing it is have backups on backups on backups. Don't put all your money in fiat bank accounts. Like with me, I've had to go out and open like a bunch of different backup bank accounts, right? Because actually I was debanked last month, both personally and also business-wise, right? Basically saying, oh, crypto, high-risk client, whatever. If regulators are already trying to do debank crypto, it's tough. Then with stablecoins, we've been playing stablecoin whack-a-mole, BUSD, USDC, UST. So even stablecoins is tough. Even though 75% of capital, venture capital in the crypto space is in the US, I feel like innovation is being pushed overseas. You have all these developers, all this talent going overseas, and crypto is becoming global, although capital is still mainly here in the US. So I just hope politicians can get their act together. If not, we got to get them out of office, maybe form a crypto lobby and get a crypto president. Now, I wonder who that would be, but maybe that would get them to pay attention. SPF tried to do that, but he was not the best person to represent us in the space. But yeah, I mean, that's my take on what's happening.